Build the Enterprise D from Fanhome. Working out of issue 12 here. Going to be knocking out the build pack 43. If you saw my previous vid, or if you didn't, go check that out. This shipment, 12 here, I actually got the display stand. So if you want to see what that looks like, please go check out that vid. Let's get this one going. Stage pack 43. Got my parts laid out, inventoried. I like to keep these little trays. Some of these like this size are nice to put your screws in as you're working, if you don't have one of those magnetic tray holders. But in this stage, another section of the saucer is going to come together. This one is metal, and we'll get it lit up. And then we do have some parts here, some coverings that's going to obscure the last visible screw holes on our battle section, aka the Cobra neck. So kind of like we did on that other stage, we'll be finishing this guy up finally. Nice. Roll out these little dark and clear windows. Get these ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that'll be enough. Oh, let the fun begin. This one's going to be crazy because we got to put these windows in, and then we actually have to flip this guy over. We got to install some lights and then flip that guy over onto this panel. That'll be fun. I just lay these in by hand. Try not to jostle it around because these things will pop out on you. Actually, I'm going to kind of turn it this way. Hold it in place with one hand. See how that works out. You can try to use tweezers on these. I just try to lay them in by hand. And I pretty much just follow the pattern. You could change up your pattern. I just kind of follow how it has it laid out in the build book. That's just how I do it. Some people really concerned with the light bleed through, which I believe this model is going to have some of if all the lights are in your room are dark. So some people are putting black tape over the black windows and such. I'm building this thing for the most part as it's laid out. So if you're curious on how that's looking, this is how it's going to be. I'm just kind of going by the instructions. That's kind of how I did the DeLorean, build the DeLorean, Back to the Future DeLorean build as well, that Eagle Moss had out. And this was originally, this Enterprise was originally Eagle Moss, and they went out of business. Fanhome came in and has taken it over, which is nice because people like me get to finish their builds out, and not a total loss from where I started. I'm a bit behind compared to some people, even though I started when this first was original. I had to move, so I had a brief reprise, and then anyway, when I restarted, Eagle Moss, when I went to go restart, Eagle Moss was out of business. Thank you, Fanhome, for saving the day. Windows are in. Here comes the fun part. Grab the cable that came with the kit here, this parts pack. I think this is 13K cable, but it's the one that came in the pack. Spread your cables apart a little bit, and we have to put our bulb in, 2 bulbs in place. Cable lead itself is going to feed down something like that, and under, put the red on this side, my left or bottom as you're looking at it here. Put this bulb, lay that in place there, hopefully they stay in. Yellow cable on this side, slot that bulb in, make sure the cable is down. Man, okay. Alright, I got a towel down. I'm going to orient this panel this way. Let me get you a little bit better look at this. And I do have a piece of felt. You can use like a towel or something on the side, because what I have to do here is flip the saucer section upside down, keeping these bulbs in place. Align this panel up without having these windows fly out. And then there's a lip, I believe, on this side that actually has to feed underneath one of these panels before you can screw it in. This ought to be fun. Whoever designed this portion, hopefully they're not designing anything else, because this is ridiculous. Let me make sure I got this right. Actually, I need to have this panel this way. See that? I almost had that wrong. Okay, I think we're gonna have it lined up something like that. And I think this lip actually has to feed underneath here. Okay. Alright, let's try this. First I'm going to gently get it into place, or close to it. So I'm hovering right above. Cable, the bulbs are still in place, which is good. And how am I going to get this panel in there? I'm going to angle this ship down. Nope, I'm going to lift up. I'm going to put my hand underneath this panel, cradling it, and I'm going to lift it up at an angle, feed it into place. Can I feed it into place? You know what? I cannot. Oh my gosh. And it's not going to work. Ooh, it snapped into place. Did my windows stay in place? I don't know if that is caught on camera, but holy smokes, my windows are in place. Oh, so basically, it's hard to describe, but I had that panel, I angled it up this way, got it in, wedged in there, and then snapped it up. I don't know if that's the best way, but that's how I just did it. Now, so I don't let it go, let me get some screws in here. Stop yapping. Put one in the middle here, a BM screw. Right in the middle. Hold this guy up. Such a crazy design. Another BM screw on this side. Get enough screws in it and double check that all the windows are still in place still. Another BM screw on this side. So it looks like we have a total of 6 BM screws going in to the frame, into the panel. Then our EM screws have the larger washer head that's built in. I'll show you that. Those go on the, those go down here on the where the light panels interface. Man, this whole frame flexes too. So I'm going to put, I think that's holding it in place. Whew. The EM screws here, if you can see, has a like a built-in washer head. Those go down here where the light panels are, the silver portion. So I'm going to put these in. Make sure these windows don't pop out on me. One in. There should be 4 total. Here's the second one. Got the towel underneath so I can press down so I'm not marring it against this kind of matte surface that I have here. And number 3 goes right here. Probably getting a little shadow in there. Sorry, I just got to get these screws in. And then I'll adjust. Let me adjust you down a little bit. I don't know if that helps. I'll tell you what, here's number 4. Right here. Read the instructions carefully, because the way this thing goes together sometimes is nonsense. So you gotta really be careful. I would not have designed this panel this way. But what the heck do I know? Alright, going back to the BM screws. This back row of BM screws here. Oh man, this thing's got me breathing hard too. Another BM screw. And one final BM screw. And I'm going to check all my screws. Make sure they're all snugged up. Make sure this panel is okay. Yeah, make sure it's sitting. Yep, sitting pretty flush there. These edge pieces have some flex in them, and I think that's going to all clean up when you get the bottom piece and the trim work on. I don't know. These are plastic and then these are metal. Next up, bottleneck. We're going to put these panels on. Fill these plug holes. Alright. I did wind up having to super glue that one down. Kind of made a mess of it too. Kind of defeats the purpose of a parts work kit where you don't use super glue if I have to use super glue, but it just would not stay down, and I am a mess. Okay, 43B is going to go right here. This is a transporter emitter. Got that 3M double-sided tape on the back, allegedly. And it looks like there's some, oh man, little notches cut right there on the corners. To me, those look like they go, it's going to orient those notches up here this way. So it's going to help me with this alignment. Get that to fit down in there. Cool. Okay. Let's go and do these screw hole covers. Now they did give us, looks like they gave us extras. So there's a thick one, 43I is the thick one, 43J is the thin one. Plug holes go here and here. I'll make sure I keep these extras. So the thick one, you can see how it's wedge shape. So just going to line that to where the thick part is in that way. I'm just going to set it on the surface and slide it up into place. Kind of rotate it a little bit if I need to. Push it down in there. That one's in. Easy peasy. Same for this thin one. It is wedge shape, but not as extreme. Same thing, the thicker portion is going to face to my right as we're looking at it now. So I'm going to try to orient that on top like that. I'm going to slide it down into that hole. Push it down in there. Alright, in. Alright, we'll see if those don't ever pop out, but I have extras if they do. They seem snug enough. Okay, now 43G is going to go right here. That's a nice pop-in piece. I wish they'd have done this on all of them. Doesn't have an R on the back. A little bit thinner here. Going to go towards the neck portion. Stripes line up. Line up the little tabbies. Press it down into place without breaking it. There we go. I like that. And we have, what is this one? 43H, same type of deal. Has little nubbins that stick out. I'll line this up. There's an R on that side. Line it up like that. And gently push, get those started, and then pop them down into place. I like that. Now we have this piece, 43F. I'm going to go here. Go ahead and knock that one out. I've kind of gone out of order. So if you're looking at your instructions, I just kind of went out of order from what's shown on these two pages, but it just happened that way. Alright, I don't know what the orientation on this is. A little bit of an angle to it. Just going to do it like this. See how this works out for me. That worked out. Push that in there. That's staying in good. Final piece, 43C. Hopefully this one lays down for me and I don't have to glue it, but we'll see. Alright. Yeah, that one went in nice. There it is. Okay. The Cobra neck, aka battle section neck, is finished. Finally. Boy, they drew this one out. Wow. Okay. Alright, build pack 43 is done and in the history books. Next up, 44. A little preview there. Woo, another panel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Much appreciated. Till next time. Boom.